Hi, it's the Sweet Star Candle YouTube channel, and today is a very exciting video. I'm currently moving, so I wanted to do a candle room tour before I moved, so that way you guys can see how all of the sides of the business work within this one room in my house. So let's get started. So I'm mainly going to be behind the camera for this video, so you guys kind of get a first person point of view, but this is the door, and you walk in, and then you see my shelf over there, and then of course my table, which is basically in every video. So once you walk in the door, immediately to the left, I just recently put these papers up before I knew we were moving. And it's just kind of helpful information about some of my products, which if you guys make a lot of products all the time, it's really helpful to just have the information right there so you don't have to refer back to like a notebook, for example. And then I have my Cosmic Candy guy. He was just a misused label, so I just put him right beside the light switch. So looking at this table, it's a mess right now. I'm currently doing some Pumpkin Patch Cat reindeer cookie orders that I'm dropping off tomorrow. But of course my electric hot plate, and normally the camera is about like this. My candle die, really messy over there, that's okay. I also have these, which are really helpful to get wicks correct on candles. And then my wax melter, presto pot, all of that. So that's just all on this table. And then going down below, I have a bunch of silicone molds over there that I use all the time. Basically all of my products require silicone molds in some shape or form. So I just have those all in that little bin. Then I have my fragrance oil bin. Basically all of my fragrance oils, and then of course these twist on caps, which are really perfect for ease of pouring the fragrance oil instead of taking the whole lid off and all of that. Then I've just got a little bit of soap stuff. I use some mica powder to paint some soap, so that's just been sitting there. Then of course paper. You always need paper and pens lying around in case you need to do some quick math or just write down some information. Next up, going into this bin, I have some extra fragrance oils in the back, a lot of 1 ounce fragrance oils, and then some empty of the ones that I already use. Then I've got some storage bags, which I put soap in, a heat glove, and just random things, as well as some popsicle sticks, and then of course wooden wicks, always helpful to have in a lot of different sizes. Then going over to the left some more, all 3 of these bags, I have some soap. If you guys have never seen them, basically 3 of my fragrance oils can be turned into soap. So I've got Cosmic Candy, Breezy Bunny, and Sakura Shiba, and I just keep them all in there. They're just individually bagged up. And then this is just soap stuff as well. And then going underneath, I keep a cutting board. This is helpful for the hurricane embed wax that I use for the embeds on top of my candles, so that it just gets cut up on the board. This just has some more wicks in it, some cotton wicks and things like that, and some pipettes when I need them are all in this bin. And then I've just got, these are all test candles down here. And then this is some hurricane embed wax, basically concrete. So backing up from the table to the left, so I've got a ton of boxes over here. I've kept a lot more since we are moving, just to put like some candle stuff in, so that way it's easier to transport. And then these are some packing ones that I use when I'm shipping candles and stuff. And then I've got my garbage can right there, which I need to empty. Then this is a giant fragrance oil jug. Then I've got some jelly wax I think is in there. I've got soap base. I basically have all of my waxes over here in the corner. And that box underneath this table is some candle lids. So going to the top of this table is really handy just for some extra surface room when I'm running out of room on the table. So I've got a label, I can put labels on really straight with this device. I think it's, what is it called? Label ledge, but perfect for candles. Some safety labels, and I can just pack up candles right here really easily. And these are just from, I poured these this morning, so they're just cooling down. Going over to the left of the table, I keep some wooden wick stickers on top, some more safety labels, and then another one of those devices for perfect ease of putting the wicks inside the candles perfectly in the middle. And then I keep tweezers up here in case an embed needs adjusted or anything like that. And then I've got 2 containers here that I have filled up with some different waxes. These are all for candles. I've got reindeer cookie embeds for candles, cosmic candy, breezy bunny, and then I've got a lot of soy wax melts from my videos, and I just shove them all in this drawer. They'll eventually be used one day, so I just keep them in there. Then Pumpkin Patch Cats embeds, and then Sakura Shiba, and then I've got this sitting here. I kind of want to do a video about this. This advent counter is actually from 2023, and it's never been opened, so if you guys want a video about this, just let me know down below. Moving to the left of the table, normally these shelves have a lot more product on them, but I am not really making too much new product since I am moving. But I've just got some candles up top, and then this shelf I've got some clean jars that are just ready for wax to be put in them, and then clean lids. Next drawer is the iconic giant jar of soy wax melts. It's kind of getting depleted because I like to put some soy wax melts in order sometimes, and then I've got some normal soy wax melts and jelly wax melts just in this bin, just going through the supply that I already have. And then this is just a candle that I overfilled, so I'll be keeping that one. And then this was my big jelly wax melt experiment type thing. The next shelf, I like to keep a lot of jars of different candles that I've used just in case for some future videos and just more random stuff. And then I've got a lot of wax warmers since I do use them in a lot of videos. And if you're wondering what this is a tape measure, so that way when I'm shipping orders I can easily measure the box, because you have to know the measurements of boxes when you do that. And then back there, that's just some extra jelly wax. This is my thermal label printer, which is perfect for basically anything you're shipping. It's just really easy to use, very compact. And then my isopropyl alcohol bottle, and I'll have a lot of this stuff linked down below if you're interested, or if you have any questions, just comment it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then this bottom shelf, I just shoved a bunch of stuff down here. Once again, random items. This has some embeds for my soy wax melts. So I've just got extra wax for the Pumpkin Patch Cat soy wax melts, and all of those are in this bag. And then this just holds a bunch of random different videos and stuff like that in that bin. So moving away from the giant shelf, and I got this from Home Depot, but I'm sure you could find similar ones on Amazon, and you can add more shelves and all that. So I really love this giant shelf. Going to the left, I've just got a lot of test candles and candles from video. So this is actual mica pattern, what I put in every product to make it sparkle, and that's actually what it looks like when it comes out on the earth. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the next layer is just some test candles that I was burning just to test some wicks. That's all in that shelf. And then at the very bottom, I've got some packing materials. So I've got an ink pad. These are my business cards from Vistaprint. All my information on there. I just keep all this stuff together so that way when I get an order, it's all just right here ready. And then I've got this really adorable Sweet Star Candles stamp. And then I've got some extra soap globes and all of that right there. Moving to the left, I've got an extra wax melter, the same one from earlier, and an extra electric hot plate. And then under that is where I keep all of my business papers. And then this is the box for all of those orders from earlier. So those will just be delivered in that box. And then we've got another window. And then this is my pink chair. So if I'm in here for a long time waiting on stuff to melt or heat up or whatever, I can just sit in this chair. And then I will move the tripod. So I keep these shelves out since they won't fit in this closet. That is a great plug. You can follow me on all of the social medias. And then I just keep, these are for Market's Perfect shelves. These are from Hobby Lobby. But I just keep all of this on the outside since it won't fit in there. And then I keep, normally this is in the closet, but I took it out. This is my DOD. It's like the best cart for Markets. It holds so much weight. And of course, packing peanuts. You always have to have packing peanuts when you are shipping stuff. And these are great because these are the ones that you put in water and they fully dissolve. So those are better for the environment. Now heading into the closet of doom. Basically all of the stuff that I don't need all the time stays in here. I've got some wrapping paper, so if I need to put something in a bag really quick for like an in-person order, I wrap them up in that paper right there. Then I've got my pink cash box. These are some extra empty candle boxes, and then those are some little things I put on tables that have like prices and stuff. And then below that, I've got an extra shelf, and then it's a lot of stuff for my Markets, like decorations and all of that kind of stuff. So all of that just gets stuck in the closet. And then to the left over there, I've just got some actual jars for candles in those boxes. So I will just close that back up. Here is an overview of the whole room. It was a really great candle room while it lasted, and hopefully going into the next house I'll be able to get a bigger candle room. And I almost forgot to show you guys, but this has a drawer that comes out, and I keep all of my, these are some candle labels, and then of course I've got the bigger wax melt labels, so I just keep all of those in there. And then I also keep some full SD cards for when I'm filming things. But thank you everyone for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe. I have a lot of links down below to a lot of the stuff in this room that's been really beneficial to me as a small business owner. But thank you everyone for watching, and be sure to comment below if you have any questions about anything in this room, and I'll be sure to comment back as soon as possible. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.